Hello, my name is Shanquelle. Welcome back to my page. We are doing another Draw With Me. Now, today, this is brought to you by Grabby. They're not officially the sponsor of this, but I am using Grabby to do the skin tone on this lettuce head girl. If you're unfamiliar with my fruit and veggie girl series, please go back through my other videos and see the other ones so far. You can see star fruit peeking over there. But I have something that I really want to get off of my chest today. And that is, why do people only seem to love art when it's viral? No, seriously, let's talk about it. Because that question haunts me. It haunts so many artists I know. Why does something have to be a trend for people to care? Because we're living in a time where attention is currency, and art is being treated like fast food in some places. Quick, shiny, easy to digest, the depth, the story, the soul behind it, skipped. People don't always want to connect with art anymore. They want to consume it. And the algorithm, it's not built for nuance. It rewards the loudest thing, not the most meaningful. So we end up creating for the feed instead of our needs. It's getting to the point where I'm also still calling myself Seymour because the algorithm always saying, feed me, Seymour. And we chase that. We prioritize views over vision. We start to lose ourselves. The thing is, most people don't realize how long it takes to create art, how much of ourselves we put into it, how many ugly drafts, how many lonely hours we go through before anything is even postable. How much time do you spend editing something, overthinking the caption, looking up hashtags, trying to track SEO? How much time goes into that? They see a polished version and they hit like, if it's lucky enough to land on their FYP. And since we're talking about it, why does it only seem like the art that goes viral is the one that everybody loves? Why is it that everybody has to be clapping for something before people see the value in it? If it doesn't get enough likes, views, sparkles, it's invisible. If it doesn't follow the trend of what the algorithm says it's supposed to be, it must not be worthy. It must not be postable. What does that say about us? That we're more impressed by attention than intention? That the moment art stops trending, it stops mattering? And because of that, artists are creating for the algorithms. That's what we're creating for. We are literally sitting here stressing, burning out, artist block, questioning ourselves, questioning the vision, because we don't know if it's actually going to do well on social media. And what does do well on social media even mean? How many likes does it have to have before you think your art is good? How many views? How many comments? Because we're starting to chase our tails. We're starting to try to catch lightning in a bottle, trying to stay relevant. Are we creating for ourselves anymore? What's the purpose? And I'm not saying that all art has to have some type of deep meaning to it. It is perfectly okay to create art for art's sake, as long as you enjoy the process of making art. As long as you're being creative to be creative. That in itself is meaning. But your meaning for creating art cannot be to just go viral. I don't care. It can't be that. And I'm saying that it can't be that because the moment that you're no longer viral, now you don't want to create no more. That's why that can't be your only reason. My heart. That really breaks my heart. Because that right there, that reason that we have create that human experience, that is what separates us from AI artists. That's what separates us from people who make AI, or not the people themselves, but the AI art itself. That is the human experience. And no, This is not a rant against AI art. That's not what this is. But it says something that we are humans trying to make something that appeases a machine, which is what the algorithm is. And we're competing against a machine. That's why I picked up my sketchbook again. Even though I told myself I'd never work in a sketchbook again, I used to actually hate it, but that's another story. I decided to pick up a sketchbook again because I wanted to get back into it with traditional art again. And I just wanted to have a place where I go to play, because I was falling into that same pit where I was thinking, hey, if this isn't going to go viral, it doesn't need to be made. And I would just sit there and think about art, think about all the art I was going to create and not making it because I didn't know what people would say about it when I posted it. I'd be upset if I posted something and it didn't hit, it didn't go well, thinking that it didn't deserve to be brought to life. So I was like, I'll just get a sketchbook and I'll draw in my sketchbook and maybe I'll post it, maybe I won't. And that's when you start seeing me get my most creative ideas. Like right here, this lettuce girl that I'm doing. Which, side note, I'm using Artix markers to work with her. I did a lot of the lettuce itself in acrylic marker, and I did her skin in the grabby skin tone marker you showed me using it earlier. The reason why I switched and I'm doing it mainly in acrylic marker at this point is because it was starting to bleed through on the other page. And so acrylic markers don't bleed through. Alcohol bleeds through. Acrylic markers sit on top of the page. So it makes for a much easier sketchbook if you are going to use acrylic markers because you won't have any bleed through. Now you may ask, why am I even drawing a girl surrounded by lettuce with lettuce hair? I don't know. I don't have a business plan surrounding her. I don't know if I'm going to make prints of her or not. All I know is that I am enjoying the process. And I just happened to decide that I wanted to go ahead and put it online for you guys to maybe watch it. But even if I don't sell a single print of her and she doesn't go viral or getting any views or likes, or this post right here only gets like 3 views and 2 comments, she still deserves to be brought to life because my brain came up with her. And I'm allowed to draw the weird things that may not mean anything to anybody else, but I'm allowed to draw them. I'm allowed to create them. And I'm even allowed to make ugly art. Did you know you were allowed to make ugly art? You are. You are. You have free will, especially in a sketchbook. You absolutely have free will in a sketchbook. I tell people all the time, get you a sketchbook and have fun. If you write music or you sing whatever you want to sing. Write whatever you want to write. Like, let yourself be free. Free yourself. Like Fantasia said. Because everything you do tells a story of you. Everything you do helps you get a little bit closer to who you are. So you need to explore all of the weird, crazy things that you have within you. Whatever they are. I don't care if it's a grasshopper kickboxing. Obviously, that meant something to your brain. Remember, we are not supposed to be in competition with anybody, for one, but we're definitely not supposed to be in competition with a machine. And yes, AI is coming in, getting all the likes, getting all the views, because we taught people to care more about the visual than the voice behind it. But here's what I need you to hear. You can't tune your own soul to an algorithm. Art is supposed to rage against the machine, not bow to it. It's supposed to be wild, supposed to be silly. It's supposed to have meaning. It's not supposed to have meaning. It is in you to create it. So if you're tired, if you're wondering why you even bother, if you're questioning whether your art even matters because the feed is quiet, let me remind you. Say this mantra. I do not create to be consumed. I create to be connected. Art is not a trend. My art is my truth. And I will keep showing up for my vision, not for their validation. And that's it for my rant on that. I think what inspired that is the whole Labubu craze. You already know how I feel about Labubu. I did 2 videos about Labubu, and it just got me how it just became this global phenomenon and everybody loved it being on trend and everything, but nobody knew the artist behind it. And I was like, y'all only like art when it's a trend and popular. But y'all gotta show love to artists even when it's not. And so here I am finishing this girl up, just putting some of the finishing touches in there. To recap some of the supplies that I used Grabby's acrylic. No, I use Grabby's alcohol skin tone markers. I will link those in the bio. Most of this was done with Artix, but you also see me going in here and adding the detail in the veins with acrylic gel pens. If you do any type of traditional work and you do not have acrylic gel pens, you are missing out. These things have totally changed the way my art looks. And I always recommend having some good color pencils. You can really see how the color pencils smoothed her skin tone out. I mainly use the alcohol markers as a base, almost like a watercolor wash. And then I go in on top with the color pencils and I really give her the detail. I give her her blush, I give her her shading, and I do her makeup. A lot of that is handled in the color pencil stage. So I don't worry if things look streaky or if I made any mistakes, because I know I'm gonna fix it later on. I may not be doing digital art, but I still know the art of fixing stuff as I go on, which is what also, but even if I didn't want to fix it, it's a sketchbook. I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed to make ugly art, and so are you. And even if I wasn't in a sketchbook, if I was doing this on a painting, I'd probably mess up 18,000 times, but you wouldn't know because I would just keep fixing it. And just look at the way that these details are coming together. This was a labor of love. I did not expect those veins to take as long as they did. And I wanted to quit them several times, but I'm so happy I didn't because they breathe so much life into this piece. And I'm so happy that I continued them. And I hope you guys, like her. Even if you don't, I don't need your validation. Ha ha ha. See how that works? She was in my head. I made her. I love her. I don't have any deep meaning why I decided to do lettuce. I don't know. It just looked fascinating to me. I didn't know lettuce turned into a flower when it was growing. I've never seen lettuce outside of a grocery store or fully cooked and smothered down with onions and ham hocks. So I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm saying lettuce. I mean cabbage. Cabbage. But here she is. I'm just adding the final details to her. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this art rant and seeing this art. Let me know if you want me to re-upload this video with a full breakdown of how I actually do the coloring, because I'll do that if you guys really want to know more about the art aspect of it. But I'm always going to do my real talks. So thank you for coming, and please subscribe to my page if you enjoyed this.